I've actually got this kind of like mystery box here full of ingredients and leftovers from the school fridges, and the guys have challenged me to come up with some dishes for you guys to show you how easy it is to use leftovers in our type of cooking. Let's go to the kitchen. So this week it is again a Saturday special. It's a surplus food special, and I kind of get the gist. I know what's going on. At least I know what I'm supposed to be kind of doing, but I still have no idea what is underneath this tea towel. So let's see what the guys have got in store for me today. Interesting. Ribs, still fresh, just I think the school perhaps ordered a little bit too much for what they needed. We've got some pear. This is a Chinese or Korean pear. I love this stuff actually. I'll show you what. Oh, hello. The crunch. Oh, so fresh. I know what this is straight away. Korean style marinated pork ribs. Ingredients wise, we've got loads of garlic, some toasted sesame seeds, some ginger, light soy sauce, sesame oil, a little bit brown sugar. The onion will really give it a lot of flavour, especially if you left that overnight. And then the pear, see that natural sweetness, but also helps to tenderise the meat. We're going to roast these, pop them in the oven, really simple job. So your base of ginger and garlic, of course in the cookery school we've always got lots of ginger, garlic, spring onion, coriander, things like that. You know, and it's very difficult to gauge how much you might need for one specific meal, or in the school now it's so busy, you know, we might have 10 events in a week. So we've always got ginger and garlic left over. We've always got onions around. The pear, I'm guessing the guys probably had a Korean class recently. So we're just gonna peel the ginger and garlic. I'm gonna pop it all into this blender because I'm gonna blitz everything up so it's a nice smooth marinade and it can kind of sit into those ribs. Now you could cook these ribs like sort of baby back ribs if you wanted, but I'm going to cut them through so that they take in as much flavour as possible. And I'm a big fan of sort of slow cooking ribs, so I've got the oven on at 150 degrees C. It could even go lower than that, 130, 140 works well too. So the ribs are actually from our 5-day course last week, I think, so they were in the freezer. And we don't have a huge amount of space. We're in central London, you know, we don't have a huge amount of space. So I know that Shannon, our cookery school manager, has been trying to get through as much of that stuff in the freezer as possible. Food processor makes it nice and easy, so I'm just roughly chopping up the ingredients before I pop it in. You could just finely slice the onion and keep it straight into the marinade, or if you want to blitz it up as well, then that flavour will just spread through the ribs quite nicely. And the beauty about using the pear is you don't actually need a lot of sugar because the pear's got that natural sweetness. And as I said, it will sort of tenderise the meat as you go. There's lots of different fruits that do that. So pear, pineapple, papaya is very good for tenderising. Just roughly chop up the onion, that can go in as well. We've got a mixture of onions here. Again, because it's all leftovers, the red onion's great for colour, but you know, use what you've got. The pear, if you can restrain from just eating it all because it's so tasty, then just go straight in. Skin and all, that's absolutely fine. Don't waste. That's the whole point of these videos. as little waste as possible. I think I'm getting quite full in this food processor, so let's see if this fits. We'll blitz this up first, and then I'll add the liquid and the flavour. I'm just enjoying this, actually. So, my pear, onion, ginger, garlic mix is there. I'm only going to put a very small amount of sugar in just to accentuate that natural flavour of the pear. So it's about a heaped teaspoon of brown sugar. I've got some rice vinegar in here, so 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. A good amount of light soy sauce. So let's count for you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tablespoons of light soy sauce. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, colour's good. Might need a little bit more. I mean, I haven't got a huge amount of ribs here, so if I had more ribs, then I might put a bit more soy in. A spoon of sesame oil. Not too much, because you don't want the ribs too greasy, but you want the flavour. I'm going to blitz that a little bit more, just because it's a satisfying feeling, and Lee hates the noise. Right, so my mix is ready, apart from the sesame seeds. Whoa. Smells delicious, and all that garlic and ginger, that's where the base flavour is going to come from. Tastes good. Natural sweetness, not too much added sugar. Your sesame seeds go in. I didn't want to blitz those sesame seeds because I want them to sort of have or keep their texture. So the ribs, as I say, you could keep them together, or if you want all that flavour to wrap around each rib, then slice them through. And if you had time, actually, you could marinate your meat when it's fresh and then freeze it in batches, so you have sort of pre-prepared meals just ready to go straight into the oven. Wrap all that flavour around the ribs. When you're slow cooking it like this, you don't really have to cover it, because the moisture will come out of the meat, it'll add to the sauce, and it won't really sort of over caramelise too quickly. Later on, if you want to take some of that marinade out, use it to sort of baste and glaze the ribs a bit more, that's absolutely fine too. So my ribs are ready to go. Ideally, you would keep this in the fridge, covered overnight, let it sit in the marinade for as long as possible. But for you guys, we've got a lot to get through, so I'm going to cook these now, and then we'll film something else. So my ribs, whew, are smoking, right? And they've had a good hour or so. So I'm going to give them a quick turn. You can see that lovely colour on them. The sauce is coming out nicely now with the liquid from the ribs. Just baste those. And then back in. And keep going for as long as you possibly have. But 2 to 3 hours makes a really good finish on those ribs. So your ribs, very hot. They've had a good 3 hours, and look at that colour. That natural paste from the pear and the ginger and the garlic. Really, really simple. They should just sort of fall off the bone because they've been almost like braised and roasted for that long period of time on a slow heat. Really, really simple dish. If you've got any leftover ribs like this, you know. If you got any leftover ribs like this, you now know what to do. Barbecued or roasted Korean style ribs. Can't wait to tuck in. So, so soft and tender. That slow cook. You can see it's just falling off the bone. Really Moorish. I just love that slightly sweet bit, savoury flavour. The sesame seeds just add a little bit of texture to the dish as well. And I love that perfect balance of Asian cooking. Yes, sorry mum, I just licked my fingers. If you like this type of dish and you want to learn more, don't forget guys to subscribe to our channel.